It's come up saying that we're broadcasting. I've ticked my box already, so.
Alright, then.
Shut the door.
Just trying to...
Easier. Oh, my legs as well. That's yesterday morning, wasn't it?
Alrighty then. Hello and welcome to the SLR SidePOD episode 24. Hope you're all having a great day. Of course, we'll be doing the usual SidePOD schedule, sort of going through everything, going through the topic, going through Owen's section, because he's actually here this week. Of course, Clutch Quiz, Driver of the Week, etc, etc. Clock is in the party, but I've not heard him speak once, so... Welcome, Owen, as my co-host this week, because Steve was, I was gonna say one thing, and then I realised we try not to swear for the first 5 minutes of the stream. He's a bottle, basically. He's bottled it. I forgot to put the spectator menu up. 1 second. And of course, we have our quizmaster, Clock. I nearly forgot your name for some reason. I'm not giving you the general title anymore. That went straight to your head last time, and it went straight to your head. I'm not giving it to you again.
You just go General Clock 110 now instead of New Gamer Say.
I know something else I'd call you, but...
No.
I think no one knows what I was going to say.
I just assume it'd be Clock, but without the L.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much exactly right.
So that's the PG way I can say, I guess.
There was another one I was going to say, which started with a D and ended with a D.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So, yeah, like I said, we'll be going off the usual schedule. I am not in a great way at the moment, so I'll be trying my best to keep it as lively as possible while we go through the stream. We will be talking about Hamilton versus Schumacher this week, which was going to be one of the topics that I would let you pick a couple of weeks ago, but it ended up being that we didn't do that one. So we're doing it this week.
Yeah, what was it? We did the F2, didn't we? What sort of
we
thing?
Did
the new generation.
Next generation.
Weeks ago.
Yeah, the next generation of F2.
It kind of feels a bit fitting to it this week, doesn't it? Really, Hamilton versus Schumacher this week.
Yeah, it would have worked last week as well, as it was him
true.
literally matching the record. But of course, there was only one other person here, Clock, so yeah, it ended up just being better to do a little easy topic and get on with it. As of course, in the background is Wednesday race. Not much has happened. There was a crash at the start. Hickland's already out. To see if we can see where he DNF'd at. I'm guessing it was somewhere around here. Yep, he has crashed off Ascari, so tough luck to Hickland. However, safety car. So safety car's out already, and it's only lap 5. Alright then. Does anyone know if anyone else is joining? Used to?
Well, Steve was supposed to be, but we'll see. He said he'd be a bit late,
yeah.
but we shall see. Hopefully he's back for a bit of knowledge. Because I feel like if it's just me and Callum, we might not get off to a great.
Hamilton may not get off to a good start.
Well, there is that well, but
I will put full disclosure. I'm not a big fan of both drivers, to be honest. It's nothing against the success of the drivers. It is just personal opinions about them, not their of course it's to do with their careers, but it's less to do with the fact that they've got success and more to do with other factors that just so happen. Yeah. So since people have already heard my opinion on Hamilton over the many SidePODs we've done, let's hear Owen. Because Owen, I've not really heard much vocalization against Hamilton from him, so go ahead.
Well, when was it we talked about it before? I can't remember. I remember we talked about it before.
It
We kind
happens
of
every
went
week.
through everyone's opinions, especially on Hamilton. I don't remember what it was for. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind him.
Yeah, go on.
I used to be a massive fan of him. Like when I first started watching the sport, he was always, because he was like new, up and coming. I'm pretty sure I started watching literally the season he joined and he was the rookie. So it was quite fitting that he kind of became a driver that I looked at to start off with. He was a rookie doing well, so I just not knowing too much about the sport, I quite liked watching him. And then he was kind of my favourite driver for a fair amount of time until more recently, where I've just kind of grown away from it. Really, I don't know what it is, but I guess the more I've got into the sport, the kind of less I've decided to like Hamilton and favour other drivers just for their for their personalities, basically. Okay, so I don't really have any. I don't like actively hate him. Like we've got so me, Ranga, who of course isn't here tonight because he's vital yet again, and a couple of the other guys. We've got a chat where we do kind of predictions for every week, every race. We do like a little top 10 prediction and stuff like that, and see who does the best. There's about 8 of us or something like that, all in the league, and comes into quite a lot of fan base versus fan base at times, because Ranga, it would be great to have Ranga here today because he's a massive Hamilton fan. So if we had him today, we'd get literally everything in their nan thrown at us. So yeah, it's a good thing and bad thing that he's not here. But yeah, but it gets a bit. I'm in this chat. We've got quite a clear Hamilton fan base and quite a clear anti-Hamilton fan base. But I'm just kind of there, like I don't like massively like him, but not massively against him either. It's like, as much as I'm not a massive fan of him, I've still got to like applaud him for the fact that he got my race. He's now the record holder. Like I was still like, got to give it to him, to be fair.
Yeah.
You get all my talking done. I'm not talking for the rest of the cycle.
Go on, Clock. Let's have it. Let's have your opinion, as I'm not voicing my opinion just yet. Yeah. Against Hamilton. Yeah. It's coming from Clock. Yeah.
How many did he get? Do you know? That's still pretty decent. A good ratio, that. Good look. Yeah.
Which is near a halfway, like a half win percentage. Yeah. Yeah. The cars. the fitness regimes they have to do now are different to the ones that they do back then. The different caliber of driver. Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Still pretty decent to give it to him, but still, as I'm sure you'll talk about, is the car advantage.
How?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The 2004 car was just mental.
Best compared to all the others, would you say? Like the other
Yeah.
teams on the grid.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah. Do you know how much money they spent actually retesting that car to make sure it was correct, and how many times they quote unquote tried to fix their equipment to make sure their equipment wasn't malfunctioning, because they were expecting maybe 5/10 maximum quicker than the previous season's car. It was a full nearly 2 seconds when they were doing testing.
Yeah.
Which I find absolutely amazing. Yeah. I would just like to quickly state my opinion on the whole Hamilton situation. I will never knock anyone for success. Never. It takes putting the car in the right place, putting yourself in the right place to win. You are the one driving the car, not the team, not the fans. You are the one driving the car. So at the end of the day, Hamilton has got his success by doing his job, and that's completely commendable to me. But I'm more against him as a personality. I personally can't stand him. He just seems arrogant. I feel like it. Okay, I'm trying not to, explode here, because I'm
I can
very
see it
tired
happening.
and
I can see
a
it
little bit
happening.
ill. I'm tired and a little bit ill.
And now
Hi, Steve-O.
Steve-O's arrived.
Just give me a second.
So,
Yeah.
change the subject a little bit.
Yeah, Steve, I think you're a Hamilton fan, so just give me a second. Just take what I say with a pinch of salt.
He's just...
I didn't say absolute disgust.
Let's have it
I
then.
didn't say absolute disgust.
This is
What I
why he
said-
doesn't like him, basically.
About yeah.
Okay, let me just explain it. I'll re-explain what I was going over for Steve. So, I have nothing against Hamilton as a driver and as a world champion. I think he has put himself in the right place, at the right time, in the right car. And of course, there is the element of him being a good driver to go off of. I mean, look at him compared to Bottas this year. They're in the same machinery, and he is
Well, hang on.
absolutely stomping the shit out of Bottas. So, I can't have anything. I can't absolutely not stomp him as a driver. However, as a personality and as someone off track, I just cannot stand him. He is arrogant. He says, "Oh, the fans, I couldn't have done it without the fans." You drove the car, not the fans. Shut the fuck up. I've already sworn. I'm trying not to explode. Give me a minute. Whew, okay. I just can't stand the way he acts with the stewards. That when you hear him on the radio, that absolutely pisses me off. The way he acts on the radio.
I think I remember we talked about it, didn't we?
Yes, because I had a massive rant about this. Let's not get back into that. I'm just trying to explain without exploding. Whew. So, like I said, his driving, fine with me. I do admit he's probably, if you put someone else of the same car, but maybe not Vettel. I don't trust Vettel in the car in general, to be honest. If you put Verstappen in that car, I think he'd dominate Hamilton, personally. I think that...
Yeah.
I think put Leclerc in that car... Okay. I think Verstappen's good enough to take the challenge to Hamilton.
I think... But I think...
Yeah, he wouldn't... I think they'd be a lot closer than what Hamilton and Bottas is, definitely.
Just let me finish.
Yeah.
I don't think if you put Leclerc in the same car, that he'd come close to Hamilton. I think Leclerc's place will always be Ferrari, because it's just... Yeah, I think his place will always be a Ferrari. The reason I think Verstappen would bring it to Hamilton and maybe outclass him is because if you look at the Nico Rosberg situation, I think it would get in Hamilton's head, because Verstappen, in a car which may not be on par with Mercedes, is challenging Mercedes. It may not, actually be winning all the time, but it's the only car closest enough to challenge, and the teammate of Verstappen is fuck all anywhere. So I think if Verstappen did go to Mercedes, he'd take the challenge to him and maybe might win. That's a bold statement. I know that for a fact.
Hang on. No. That's completely... You kind of just contradicted. You just said dominated, and then you're just saying, he would challenge and he put up a good fight. So you can't have it both ways. He would, of course he would, because he's a much better...
Yeah, I was going to say dominated probably wasn't the right word.
Because the thing is, if you look through all of the last 13 seasons with Hamilton, is his teammates he's had some good teammates, and they've been better than what Bottas has been. And Rosberg to me was a much better driver than Bottas, and Hamilton still beat them over more often. Two seasons he's been beaten by his teammate Jenson Button in 2011. And Nico Rosberg 2016. It's the only two out of 13. What I don't like, I definitely understand people. It's the Marmite kind of cliche with Hamilton's personality off the track. You either like it or don't. You can either put up with it or you don't. You either accept it or you don't, and that's fine. I haven't got a problem with that. What I don't like is the fact that I think people tend to belittle his achievements in the sport because he's been in Mercedes and they're the best team. Yeah, but it's still...
No, that's not what I was saying at all.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying... But the way you were saying like, he's done good in that, but, I mean, personally, I think his performance, I mean, you can pick out moments where, like the qualifying in Singapore, where he didn't have the fastest car, and Mercedes were never good around that track, and he pulled out a lap that, I mean, I've watched that lap on YouTube, but I think, it's the age-old story of you know, is he as good as Schumacher, is he as good as Senna and that, but you can't ever compare drivers from different eras in any. You can't say Schumacher was better than Senna. You can't say Senna was better than Schumacher because it's completely different. There's nothing. It's not comparable. But Hamilton, for the last 13 years, has been, over the 13 years, the best driver by a long, long mile, regardless of. And I think of all time, personally, I think he's the fastest round one lap. Maybe with Senna it'd be very close, but I can't see anyone else being as close as him or Senna maybe over one lap on qualifying.
Okay. If you put Hamilton in the same car and okay, Steve-O.
Yeah.
My problem with what you've just said, best driver of the 13 years, no. That's wrong.
Go on then. Well, go on then, Callum. Who would you
He is the most successful.
No.
I wouldn't say he's the best.
I said best, but who are you gonna say is a better driver than him over 13 years? And you can't say Schumacher because Schumacher wasn't at his peak.
No, but what I'm gonna
when Hamilton was at McLaren. Alonso didn't do anything. So come on,
shut the hell up.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. But then Hamilton, yeah, that's valid. But Hamilton, he's still like when McLaren, like 2008, they were on par. Them and Ferrari in 2008 were on par. Ferrari were probably a little bit better. I mean, if you look at the overall like points here, I mean, Ferrari won the constructors that year. So to say that Hamilton won the seat, yeah, exactly. So as a team, Ferrari probably had slightly quicker, but it was very close, and Hamilton won the championship. 2007, his rookie season, he could have won the championship. But the point being is, when McLaren were then pretty dismal with the Brawn era, with the Red Bull era, he still won races. He still had poles. No, they were good, but they were always slow off the pace.
Okay.
Though.
Yeah,
they
weren't top, but yeah. They were.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's always been in the top one of the top 3 teams or 4 teams. Of course, he has for his career. But I remember, if he hadn't performed in cars, he would have been dropped and gone to a lower team. So you can't say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I finally
Yes.
explain what I was going to say? Because for the love of God, okay, I cannot class him as one of the best drivers of the last decade. I can class him as being the best driver at certain points. There has been mistakes, accidents, silly things that he has done that have dropped him points in certain years.
Right.
Shut up.
I'll go back to that. No, because right, I will stand by this. Right, if someone looks up how many accidents that have been his fault and not car, like he's had suspension damage and crashed because of that. But from driver error, I bet you'll find that Hamilton's very, very little driver error accidents over his career.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Can I
honestly,
finally
very rarely
finish my
crashes.
point for
Very
the love
rarely.
of
No,
God?
because your points are rubbish. I'm just saying back to your.
Steve-O, you dick. You haven't let me finish my point. That's the problem. You're not letting me finish.
I think every
Yeah, I was say.
I look at Verstappen.
I think about like Verstappen.
I think everyone's like that.
Oh yeah. Nope. Better luck next week.
Yeah, we won't interrupt. Sorry. Just stop talking. Just
There's
stop.
no fucking point talking because you're gonna start interrupting the moment I try and fucking say my point. He doesn't let me fucking finish though, that's
Come
the
on,
problem.
come on then.
He's not letting me finish.
Come on, Caleb, come on then. Let's have it. Let's have it. I promise you, I will not interrupt until you say you finished. All right?
Okay, finally.
Okay.
Just count on
Okay.
your fingers everything that you said that you think Callum said wrong, and then go for it afterwards.
So,
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna get my notebook out. Hang on. I'm gonna write down everything that's wrong. Right, come on. Let's have it.
So, he is not the best at the start of his career. He had one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen, and I will thoroughly admit that, as he was very close to winning the title. Few mistakes have cost him that, and those are what I'm talking about. He was not the best. There were different drivers who could definitely fight him. Kimi Raikkonen, Alonso, Massa. 3 drivers who I would consider people who could definitely fight him. I wouldn't call them the best, and I wouldn't call him the best at this era. There were just that many good drivers on the grid. Well, some of them maybe not so much, but there were good drivers on the grid. So you can't call them the best in that era. 2010 era. 2010
Somebody
era.
says-
So, 2010 era. Don't get me wrong, he was a good driver, wouldn't call him the best. Jenson Button definitely outclassed him in quite a lot of the races. In 2011, Jenson Button came second in the championship. Definitely not the best of that era. Come to 2013, definitely brought the, when he moved to Mercedes, definitely brought the challenge to his teammate Nico Rosberg, being the new guy in the team. And he still thought that Mercedes to be better than Nico Rosberg. 2014 to now, I would class him as one of the best drivers we've had ever. He has really made it his own, that car. That car, no matter however he's done, he may have lost in 2016 to Rosberg, that doesn't matter. I would still consider him the better driver that season, due to mental and on-track fights between them. The pressure kind of got to Hamilton, and maybe that's why he lost, but I'm not saying that is. That's just a theory. So, he has never been the best until he's gotten that Mercedes, because that car matches him perfectly. He was definitely good in the McLaren, but when that McLaren started to struggle, he lost his edge against a teammate who could make that car his own. So he definitely wasn't the best. He's a good driver. I will never fault anyone for being a good driver. He just wasn't the best the full amount of time. So for you to say he was the best of the full 13 years, I would love to beg to differ.
Yeah.
Now you may talk.
Have you finished? Right. No. Hang on, clock. Hang on. No, I've got to come back on that. Right. So.
I love it.
That's
This is exactly what I knew I was
What I
getting.
said was that he was the best, like, over the 13 years. Of course, no driver. Schumacher lost in 2000. When did he lose? 2006 and 2007. No, to the Renault.
2005, 2006.
2005, 2006 to Alonso, right? So you could say, oh, well, he wasn't the best then, but everyone still says, oh yeah, Schumacher was the best. No driver is going to be 100%.
No.
Hang on, let me finish. Right. No driver is going to be 100% through all their career. That's life. No person in any profession is ever going to do that, right? So that wasn't my point. My point was that he was the best overall over the 13 years he's been driving, right? But to take the first 2 seasons, he lost the championship. He was the best rookie that's ever come into sport, nearly winning the championship. It was a mistake by him
I totally agree with
in
that.
China that lost it him, right? But what rookie? You can look at any rookie. What rookie is going to come in there, win races, get podiums for like most of the races? Yeah, best car, but that means nothing because 96, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he ended up being a world championship and a top driver. No, in '97 he was world championship. What I'm saying is he ended up being world champion. Yeah, but I think the problem is, I think the biggest problem is no one, like you just like kind of like going, oh yeah, the best driver, but you've got to look at, it's not being a Formula 1 driver isn't just going, yeah, right, there's your car, right, drive it as fast as you can around the track. It's not, that isn't like the complete thing. It's mental ability. He had to kind of learn a different way to drive because when Pirelli came in with the tyres, and he went and done all the homework like a lot of other drivers did, but about learning how the tyres worked, how to keep them in the right window, how the windows worked, and how what ranges they were, just little things like that. Like they talk about the fact that inspiring the team like Mercedes to keep winning year on year. It's not, and a team of that big, but you know he's the face of them. He's the person in the front. He's the person that's going to be kind of pushing them all to do better. So I think you kind of like off. It sounds a bit offhand where you're saying, oh yeah, it's not really. It doesn't matter that he's won 6 championships he's won 6 championships, looking like a 7th this year, but he's not the best driver. Because to me, I think, well, yeah, that they're just statistics and that's fine. But you've got to take the fact that, hang on, through each of them years, to do what he did and to beat his teammate, to push the team on, to change the style of driving. Yeah, Jenson Button come in, but that happens every team. Look at Vettel when Ricciardo come in Red Bull. Ricciardo beat him in the season because it unsettles you. Like Hamilton was the McLaren kid. He won the championship in 2008. 2009 didn't go so well because of the double diffuser, and then suddenly, oh, hang on, Jenson Button's in there, shit, and that's all about the mental psyche. He was still young. What was he, 25, 26 then? It's very easy to pick up points and go, he wasn't the best then, but 15 years, the way that, how mentally strong you have to be, like, to change how you do it, and then, like I said, what he's like now, and even what, like you said, when you know, he's kind of like made that car his own. Yeah, but it's not just a natural thing. He didn't just get on the car and they went, look, Lewis, you drive like this, we've built this car for you like this. No, it doesn't work like that. You just get in there. It's about how he's developed as a driver, and how he's developed as a driver, to me, is better than anyone else has developed. It's better. I mean, look at Vettel. Vettel had 4 brilliant years in the Red Bull, which was dead by far. Well, it wasn't the best car in every year, but it was always up there. And then suddenly he's gone to Ferrari. And Ferrari had, like a lot of the commentators and pundits say that Ferrari had the best car, not last year, before.
Yeah, it was like 2017.
Yeah, whatever.
The
year where he drove into Hamilton at Baku, they reckon Ferrari had the best car over the season. As like, you know, more, they had the better car for longer than Mercedes did, and Hamilton won the championship again. So I think you've got to take each era as it comes, each era as it is, and as it stands, and the competition rate, and who he's fighting against, and what battles and trials and tribulations that you have through that, and also real life getting involved as well. So yeah, I think, like, to me, and everyone's got their opinion, everyone can disagree, that's absolutely fine. But to me, he's definitely been the best driver over the last 13 years. Not just the most successful, I think the best. I think you look at every aspect of his racing compared to everyone else on that grid that's kind of grown with him. I mean, Vettel won 4 championships, and then he's just gone to pot. And year on year, he's getting worse and worse. And Charles Leclerc's come in and really unsettled him. And now look where he is. Charles Leclerc's qualifying top 10. Vettel's qualifying in 12th and 13th or 11th. You know, you can definitely see it. So I just think, well, that's just my point. But yes, fair enough that you got yours. I'll let someone else speak now.
Look, Owen, do you guys wanna?
I've got nothing else. I agree with Steve, to be fair. I think probably he has been the best over the last 13 years, without a doubt. Not like especially over the last 13 years. You think about like everyone, how they've performed just in like since 2007. Yeah, exactly. That goes through like yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we're talking about.
He came in strongly, and then he just he's always been up there, which is just why people rate him so high. He's just always been really high. So it's he knows what he's doing. Like, he is a good driver. Exactly. So, nothing else to say. I said everything all I had to say at the start, and I've run out of facts now and things I do and don't like him and whatnot. So.
Clock.
Well, Schumacher does. Well, 2000, 2001. Yeah, the noughties, yeah. Definitely. No, the 90s would be Schumacher and Hakkinen, really. Because that's the only... Oh, and Senna.
Yeah, I was about to say Senna,
Yeah.
Mansell, great drivers during that period.
I think that's another thing as well. Can you take it decade by decade because of the transition of the rules? Every time you get a rule change, like 94 when they brought in the electronic system, that what made Williams what they were, made them competitive and good. It happened in 94, not 1990. Do you see what I mean? I think doing decade by decade is tricky as well, really. No?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'd agree, yeah.
What? You think Schumacher in the 90s, yeah?
Late 90s.
Late 90s.
Prost. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Prost on it. Definitely. Yeah, I'd agree with you. But I think that's the point. You said the point though, Anya. How can you compare drivers when you've just gone through 50 years? I mean, look, at the end of the day, it is. Of course it is. The best of their era, yeah. But this is my point, though I think Hamilton doesn't get the recognition because, I don't think he gets the recognition because he's been in Mercedes and they were the best. I just don't think that works because you can look through that through all the years. Hill won his because they were the best. Brawn, they were the best. So Button won. That's been F1 for donkey's years. So I think to say that, Prost and Senna weren't in crap cars, were they? Do you know what I mean? They were in the best cars. It is what it is. The sport's
Steve-O, can I just quickly bring up the point? The Brawn wasn't the best.
At any point.
The first
half
of the season.
Oh my word! The Brawn was the best car over the season.
Not
because
over the full season.
Of course they were. Of course they were. Because... Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, Red Bull caught up. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So by definition, that makes Brawn the best car over the whole season, doesn't it? I'm not saying in every race. I'm saying over the whole season, Brawn was the best car because when they first started out, they were so much further ahead than when Red Bull caught up and went and surpassed them. The gap was bigger. So overall, they're the best car. But would you put the Ferrari or the Red Bull?
Is it Canada, wasn't it? When it finally stopped, when Vettel won.
But would you say from that? Would you say that the Red Bull or the Ferrari was the best car over the season? No. So what's the difference between that and the Brawn? The Brawn was the best car over the season, and I'm not just saying because they won the championship. I'm saying because the gap they had at the beginning was a greater gap than when Red Bull overtook them, and I think that's, in my opinion, that's what the best means over a season, because like we all know, seasons change, mid-season development changes. That's what's so good about F1 in my
that's a
opinion.
bit like with what we were saying about Ferrari and Mercedes in 2017 again, weren't we? Because it was 2017 Ferrari had the best car, and then
Yes, over the season
Mercedes had it for the back end.
But I still believe that Ferrari had the best car over that season, but they had some bad luck. They had bad driving at times, and Mercedes just kept it clean, kept it reliable, and
strategies were great as well.
And strategy. But a team's not just a car. A team is the people, the engineers, strategists. Yeah. You know, it's not. But that's what I'm saying. But I'd still say Ferrari had the best car over that year because they're the fastest car over the year. Because they had more races where, had it gone their way, they should have won, but they didn't because they had mistakes. They were bad strategy calls.
I think that was very close, though. I mean, it's not like they were. I think
the
last time someone actually won for real with a weak car was probably Alonso, 6.
Yeah.
Although it was a lot because Schumacher had an engine failure in Japan in the penultimate race. I think he was leading or maybe second, but he was ahead of Alonso. But then he had an engine failure and Alonso won the race and overtook him, and the job for him in Brazil was a lot easier. But of course that's not an excuse. I mean, engine failures is part of the game, so.
Well, Hamilton in 2016 in Malaysia got an engine thing, and he was in the lead, so it happens, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's part like I say, it's part of F1. Massa, yeah.
In Hungary 08.
Yeah.
So I mean,
could have changed it. Yeah, exactly.
That's the one of the things that frustrates me the most out of everything. When people say that Hamilton should have an extra title because he had an engine failure in 2016, I'm like, you fucking stupid idiot. Massa should have had a 2008 title then, if you go by that logic.
Yeah, but I don't like anyone saying that someone should have had what they didn't get because of something, because unless it was something like a penalty, no reason.
Okay, I'm just going off what you said before. You could, and I hate to defend Hamilton on this point, but I mean, you could say, well, if Hamilton didn't slip in a wet race, then he would have won the title.
Yeah. In 07, in China,
and
that's more. That's not.
But it's
still the same point. It's still the same point, though.
No,
but that's my point in saying. That's what I just said. I don't like what you say about anything. It is what it is. So you can only look at everything as face value and say, right, that's how many championships they've won, that's how many wins they got, that's how many podiums they got. Yeah, but they've done that because they didn't crash, they didn't slip up, they didn't have an engine reliability issue, and that's why they won it. I mean, that's what's great about F1 is the uncertainty. Right. At the moment, in the last few years, we've known Mercedes will win, and that's just how it's been. Ferrari was a little bit similar in the early 2000s because they had the best car, they had the best driver at the time, and that's why he done so well. But I think you can't. At the end of the day, you take it for what it is. But just so Callum, as this is supposed to be a bit more about Hamilton. What is it about the real life? Because I'm a Hamilton fan, but mainly I'm a Hamilton fan because A, he come in and he just lifted it up. He just changed because he's British. That was the first thing. Because he came in and a rookie doing what he did, driving how he did, taking to Alonso, who was, you know, a previous world champion, doing what he did in that. That's what I kind of took to him and went, oh yeah, this lad's really good. You know, he's good. He's good for the sport. It's refreshing and interesting. It's making, and he was a good racer. Yeah, he made a few little errors and stuff and miscalculations, misjudgments, but what rookie doesn't. But he brought something fresh and new to the F1, which is why I took to him. Didn't really care about his social life and his media life and all this stuff. But what is it that you really dislike about him?
But his
in the real life rather than away from the track. Then
you have to mention first that his life was very different in McLaren because Ron Dennis was in charge of that team with an iron fist.
yeah,
The McLaren drivers were PR robots and said what they should say. They couldn't look the way they wanted to because they should look a certain way and they should act a certain way. It's only through recent years when he went to Mercedes he's being himself for real. So I assume, Callum, that you started to dislike him when he's come to the Mercedes and
Yes. I grew up watching the 2008 era. That was the first era I'd actually watched. I'd never watched any previous one before. Of course, I'd seen glimpses when my dad was watching them, but I never really took to F1 until maybe 2008, when I sort of watched it. And to me, Hamilton wasn't anything for me. Hamilton was just a driver. I didn't see
So
him.
hang on. So why did you start watching this 2008 if it wasn't for Hamilton then? Like why that year out of any other year then? Just out of interest.
But by then, probably, well, I was kind of the same. Yeah, it started,
Well,
literally the
if you
year
think
before,
about it,
on the year,
in
year older than
2008 I
Callum.
was
Just,
7.
I was old enough then to kind
No.
of understand it. But
In 2008 I was 6.
yeah,
So at the start of the season I was 6. By the end of the season I'd just turned 7, so I wasn't very old. I didn't really care about like drivers as such. I cared more about, like, I'm not a very patriotic person. I hate the royal family. I'm not a big fan of Britain as the history of Britain. I think it's a awful country for stuff it's done. I think it's a great country for other stuff it's done. But I'm not a patriot. I would never say I'm a patriot. If I like a driver for that driver, of course I love Ricardo. Ricardo is a great personality. I would never consider Hamilton a great personality. It's just
Yeah.
It-
Can you back it up though? Like why? I'm just curious why. I get that from your rant earlier on, but
I have nothing. Again, like I said earlier, I have nothing against him as a driver. It's just sometimes you're watching a race and you hear just that one line by the commentators. We have a radio from Hamilton. I hate these tires, and then he sets a purple sector and a purple lap, and you think, why the fuck are you complaining?
Really?
If you, yeah, it's happened multiple times.
Yeah,
It has.
I can really relate to that.
That-
That part of him
okay.
I really dislike as well. Especially I think he's very good at trying to. I get
It's
that
part
he
of
isn't.
anger, isn't
I
it,
get that
really?
he isn't making excuses, but it appears to me that he is like sometimes trying to protect himself if it goes wrong. He's like, oh, the tires are so shit, so if I'm gonna lose this, oh, it's over. And I'm like,
And you
fuck off,
think-
it's not
you
over,
could
you're
think
gonna
the
win
other
it.
way, though, couldn't you? You could think it's like a strategy game. You could think, oh,
Well, yeah, of course.
Like for instance, if the Red Bulls are
just-
hunting him down. He's like, oh, my tyres are really struggling. Then they'll push more and ruin their tyres when it's actually,
I mean,
tyres are really decent.
Really, I think
It's a good-
it's just doubts. I mean, that he has for real. Because I do the same when I race, although it's not. Obviously, it's only a game, but I get where it's coming from. But it's so annoying because all the time he complains, it's like he succeeds every time as well.
Yeah.
And that is what pisses
Yeah,
me
but
off so
how-
much.
Can I just ask though? I'll make a point first of all though that the radio calls are always a delay. You've got about 1 or 2 lap delay, so you don't know that he's kind of called them down or warned them up in the lap after that we're hearing the radio call. But also, it's like I said to you earlier about the psyche and about the mental attitude and that. But that, I mean, could that be a G up for himself? Could it be a kind of, oh, I hate these tyres, and expressing it to his engineer, then the engineer kind of giving him the kind of, it's okay, Lewis, and then that makes it, because we don't know. I mean, the thing is, we don't know the person really. We see what he's like on the screens and in interviews and that. Yeah, absolutely. But we don't know that. You know, his motivation might come from having an arm around his shoulder off the engineer saying, "Oh, come on, Lewis, head down," or "It's a little bit colder here, but you can do it," or a couple of corners here, warm up. We're not hearing the whole conversation. So I always take stuff like that I don't always take it at face value, because I think there's got to be a lot more to that than him just going, "Oh, these tires are shit," and then pumping in a purple sector. It's not always like that, because we don't see everything in relatable time. We don't see it there. He says that, and then, oh my god, right, he's staying around that corner, and then this next corner he's done it faster than he's got a purple sector. It's not like that. There's a delay, so we don't know what's going in the background, what the engineers are telling him, and the discussions they're having, the conversations they're having going forward. So I just.
I'm not sure if he cut out there or not, because it kind of sounded like it did.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he's creating situations for himself. Like, if it looks like he could lose the race, it's like, oh, this is shit, and this is shit. And then when he eventually wins it anyway, everyone's like, oh, he won, even though everything he had was so shit this time. Oh, he's so good. And I'm like, really?
There is,
I mean,
okay.
it's fine if it happens, but it's like multiple times every season, and he has shite tires. I'm like, no, they're not shite. You're in the lead by 20 seconds. It's like, fuck off.
And you've just gained another second.
But we are hearing. Do you honestly think that he's conscious when he's making the radio calls that we're going to hear the specific ones that we're hearing?
No.
Because these are these are supposed to be, these are conversations that we're kind of eavesdropping on. We're kind of listening where we shouldn't be listening. I mean, it's good that we can, but I'm saying these are conversations between him and an engineer. He's not saying, but I'm asking, like, do you think that all the racing drivers are conscious that whatever they say is going to be put on the thing? Because he's going to be saying stuff offhand, but and the TV crews from the control center, they're going to be taking snippets that sound good. They're not putting on there every radio call off every person of every team.
So you're wrong there.
I don't know.
I get that,
You're wrong there,
but I
because
also would say
from now, since last season or since 2 seasons ago, they broadcast every single radio message. If you have F1 TV, you can listen to every single radio message between.
Yeah, you can.
So
Yeah, I do have F1 TV.
you can literally,
yeah.
you can literally follow every driver and listen to their entire radio for the whole race. So
Okay.
they do know that everything they say gets broadcasted to a limited audience with F1 TV, but
Yeah.
still.
I just still think things like radio messages and that off any driver, I think you can't take at face value. I just really believe that they're in the heat at the moment. They're adrenaline's pumping. They're talking to their engineer. I'm sure they're not thinking about who's listening and what they're saying, and you know, I mean, look at all the swearing that they all do. I mean, look at Kimi Räikkönen. Oh, just leave me to it. Oh yeah, he's really going to want that broadcasted, but he doesn't care at that time because he's trying to talk to his engineer.
I don't think
in
he
private,
cares at
and
all
it's being
about that, you know,
broadcasted.
Steve.
Kimi doesn't care about anything really.
But my point being, I don't think any of them consciously think about the millions of people watching. I think they're there racing in current time, talking to their engineer. I think things like tyre moaning and that, you get your moany drivers. I don't know why why that should grate on someone as much as it seems to grate on Callum, because he's not the only driver that does it. And yeah, all right, he does it, and then he's out in the lead. But why can't he moan about his tyres?
Yes, but
if he's in the lead,
It's because he does it multiple times.
Yes, but the problem.
It's
Yeah,
right.
that's the
It
problem.
happens so often.
You hear money drivers,
But what's
you
the
hear
problem
money
with it?
drivers. They may be moaning about the tyres one race and the other race they don't give a shit. It's every race with Lewis Hamilton. It's every race. Oh, my tyres are shit. Okay. You've just refused to go
Well, I
into
think we're
the
gonna
pit.
have to agree to disagree because I still think that you need to take into the account like their mental issues, their not mental issues, but like they've got issues, mental issues, but their issues throughout a race of how they have to deal with things. And to him, he might get a little bit of sliding, and that's it. Straight away blame the tyres, and that just might be his psyche and how he copes with what's going on in the car. I just think that I don't know. I just don't know what I can't see how that's a big issue for me personally. But hey, like I said, everyone's entitled to how they feel, aren't they? Really, if that grates on you, it grates on you. And that's just how it is, isn't it? I just think
in the
it's,
end,
just,
it's
it's
to
something
do-
that he needs.
In the end, it's to do with the fact that he wins almost every time he complains,
Yeah.
and that's what's annoying.
But then could you put that down to the fact that maybe that complaining is helping him? Maybe it's
But-
rather than building up the pressure inside, he's ejecting it
Taking off
through
him.
moaning and winning every race. Could you say that? I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, not just because I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, but just because I think there's a lot more going on. You know, we're all human. There's humans driving that car. Yeah, all right, they're celebrities and well known, and they're doing a job we'd all love to do, or we'd all love to be able to do. But they're still human. It's still. I just think there's certain things that can't be controlled, and maybe he takes that as a positive. He channels that into a positive. So he moans about the tyres, it gives him a G up, and he carries on winning the race. I don't know. Just that's what I'm saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate, really. I don't think it's black and white and he moans because he's a moaner necessarily.
We are going to have to move on to the next topic as we've been talking for an hour now, so yeah, we're going to have to move on. Owen, do you have your standings thing ready?
Well, I'll because I'm short on time. Well, we're not, but we've gone on for a while. I'll just do a quick one. I'll just talk about the joint constructors because why not? Because we can get there. But I mean, of course we missed that last week, and I remember some big points last week where Callum overtook me in the championship when I was getting really excited about me overtaking him the week before.
I still don't care about that, mate. You're still more excited about that than most
Brock
people are.
overtook Ranga for P3. I remember that. That's about all I remember. And then, I've kind of overtaken Callum again this week, and Ranga's gone down to
He
fifth now.
just wanted to say that. He just wanted to say that.
That's all I wanted to say about
Fucking
the
hell.
drivers. That's all I really remember. Ham's like 1 point off of Zydrad now. So, same with Southerners taking the lead by 1 point, which is kind of mental. Bennett, on the other hand, in Div 2 is like 60 plus points ahead. So I think it's quite clear who's going up to Div 1 next season. And Div 3, Dodgy DNF, didn't he? So the gap's closed there to Craig. They're the title fights, the big ones that you want to know about. In terms of the joint constructors though, Haas, who are of course the guys at the top, they were the lowest scorers of the top 5 teams, which is quite interesting. So all of the 4 teams below them all gained on them. The biggest scorers this week were Red Bull, because we had all 8 of our drivers score points this week, which I thought was pretty impressive. In fact, scoring 76 points overall. And now the fight for P2 in the championship is absolutely amazing. It's like 7 points between the second, third and fourth, which is Renault, Racing Point and Red Bull. They're 7 points apart in the joint constructors, so it could be very interesting. And while they're doing that, they're also catching on Haas, so it could get very tasty towards the end of the season, hopefully. That's my hope, at least. Let's see, towards the bottom, I don't think there was any changes from 6th downwards. But just to update, Williams are in P5. Did they overtake? No, they didn't. I thought they might have overtaken Williams, but I think they did that last week. Ferrari in P6. There's quite a big stop-off in between 4th and 5th, and then it gets quite tight in between with the intervals. Got Ferrari, then AlphaTauri in 7th, McLaren in 8th, Alfa Romeo in 9th, and then Mercedes in 10th. The only team that are under 400 points so far. That's what I can say.
Okay. So I'll move on to driver of the day quickly, and then we can get on the quiz, and then we'll end the stream. Just give me a second, as it was open, but for some reason my phone's decided, nah, to not have it open when he goes to use it. So, driver of the week, of course, start with F2, and your F2 driver of the week is Zydrad for the feature race. He had a solid race from start to finish, not being under pressure throughout. Pole position around a miserable wet track, a well-deserved victory to add to his points to extend his lead at the top. Congratulations to Zydrad. And your F1 driver of the week is Dorsey for Div 2. At starting in 6th, found himself making contact at Lasore. I think I've said that wrong anyway. Lap 1, and at the back of the pack, fighting his way through the field with multiple safety cars involved, he was able to claw to the front in an explosive performance, taking home maximum points. Congratulations to our drivers of the week. And
I'd just like to.
Go on.
Wait. Did you say about Dorsey?
Yes, I did say
I wasn't listening. Dorsey in the end got P2 because Bennett had so he won the race on track after Bennett was given a 5-second penalty by the game, but then that 5-second penalty was overturned in stewards. So Bennett did get the win, but still very much applause for Dorsey for getting P2, which is still his best result of the season, and a great result for him.
How did that work? Just quickly.
So there's glitch. Well, it's not really a glitch, but the game gives out some very harsh penalties. So I believe under a safety car, Bennett was hit by somebody, which then meant that Bennett was awarded a 5-second penalty where he shouldn't have been. It was nothing about him at all. Someone's literally just driven into the back of him. Yeah. With the new stewarding laws that we brought in reasonably recently, I can't remember when it was exactly, but we've allowed it now that you are allowed to send them in if you've got your race director, so you can prove that you haven't pitted, then you can get that overturned, and the driver that's found guilty of doing that should get a 20-second penalty and 4 license points. That is just so we trying to avoid those penalties. Basically, I think that was Scott's plan when he tried to do that. Basically, was make it as severe as possible, so then hopefully people don't do it. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I meant if Dorsey finished first, how did he then end up second? Even though because surely Bennett would have added up
on track without in-game penalties. Bennett won in front of Dorsey. Then with that 5-second penalty, I think Dorsey had a 3-second time penalty or something like that. Like that.
So Bennett finished 3 seconds behind and take 5 off.
Yeah, he finished about. I think he was like 2.7 seconds behind. Then with the 5-second penalty, he was like 2.3 or something like that, basically.
Fair enough. Yeah. So if Dorsey hadn't got a penalty, Dorsey would have stayed in the winning. So it was Dorsey's penalty that cost him then.
Yeah. So he picked up, I think, a 3-second penalty, and that cost him. But he still got a driver of the week, and I think it was definitely deserved. He had a great race.
Yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah, it's good to see him back racing, and
I thought it was my first shot of driver of the day this season, but it wasn't to be in the end. Dorsey's absolutely kind of rinsed me with that. Just I was there off on it. I thought I did alright, but it was my best race this season. So I thought, might have a chance of driver of the day, but no.
Oh well. It'll come, mate. It'll come.
It'll come next week, I promise.
Well, I had my worst race of the week. My worst race this season. I crashed on lap 3, I think. So that's
I do remember you being quite disgruntled in the pie.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was just bad driving, mate. But no, I got confused because I was trying to change the diff for some reason just before I went up Eau Rouge, and for some reason just went. Yeah, just stupid driving, really. Is what it is. Right, Carolyn, sorry, mate. I just wanted. I thought it would confirm, but explain why, just for those that are listening that might not understand it.
Yeah, go on, Clark. It's first time.
You didn't say General Clock.
I don't give a shit.
Quizmaster General.
He's mad now. I was watching the stream. I think he's mad because he can't figure out how to put a cockpit cam on.
Oh, no.
Am I correct, Callum?
I've been mad the entire day. it's just made me more furious that for some reason there isn't an assigned button to change camera in this game.
No, you got to do it yourself. You got to set it.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to go into the options to
I
set
didn't
it.
realise that.
It's weird, isn't it?
Well, we're late now, and I need to work soon, so you'll have to do with 3 questions today.
No,
We can still do
Um,
5, just
don't do that.
don't let us talk.
Yeah, let's dwell on them. Come on,
Yeah.
let's run.
I
through
need my sleep.
them. Come on then.
First of all, I want to know all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 winners who's won a race at Italy in SLR.
Random.
In SLR.
Right. Well, last season you won it, didn't you?
I did.
In Div 2.
Beast? Beast
Yes.
won last season, didn't he?
No.
No.
He,
No.
he took out Darnell at that one.
I mean,
put me in a podium.
he just said that I won last season.
Yeah.
I meant the season before. Should've-
Hang on then. Let's Dawsey or Smoke. They would have won Div 3.
Smoke.
Smoke won Div 3 then, yeah.
Ryan
Presto.
Jones won in Div 1 last year, didn't he? I believe it was his first win. Yeah. Well, I remember that because I said it wrong in the end of season review, and everyone got on my back because of it. Am I correct?
I have no idea. We're waiting for Clock.
Scott
Where's he
to bed
gone?
already. Has he gone to bed?
is he got?
Oh well, we're on one question this week, guys. Not even knowing the answer.
Right.
Oh.
Where's he got?
Is he here? Oh.
I accidentally
Here he is.
pressed Y, so I muted myself.
Oh, well, was I correct with Ryan?
Yes.
Okay.
Presto.
And then who was it that won?
Presto, yeah, that's 4.
Freeman.
Who won Div 3
Nope.
last year? There was the massive crash at the end. Zenon didn't win it, did he? 'Cause
Nope.
He was part of that big crash. Neelix?
Nope.
Because those were the two that had the big crash, wasn't it? It wasn't Zenon, no.
No.
I'm trying to think just from last season alone.
Yeah.
Was it?
So,
Oh.
yeah.
But I say, was it Lewis or D? But I don't think he did do 3 last year, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't him who win.
Youngie.
It wasn't he who won. Youngie is
Young-
correct.
Yeah, that's right. That was one of his last
Missing-
races, wasn't it?
Missing
Yeah.
3 people now. Gonna be
Podium?
Freeman?
s-
Podium's good.
podium, yes. Now you're just missing the winner of Division 1 and 2 in Season 1.
Pricey.
Oh, right.
and
Trapman.
Bruder
Oh.
Goat.
Goat, yes,
Bottas.
that's correct. And
Yeah.
Fast Boy is correct.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
That's it then. Well done.
Nice.
I'm glad I got
Um,
Bruder Goat.
And since I am not racing this week, I have to give myself some glory
Oh,
as well.
no.
I've also I realized that I with that kind of resigned the chance to win the championship and made it two-way battle between McCune and Southerners, which I am very sad about, but it is what it is. But I want to know that who did I overtake on the last lap last season to win the race?
Oh,
Ranga.
Ranga.
No.
Oh.
Was it?
It's Ranga.
Was it Gibby?
No.
I'm positive it was Ranga.
Oh, no,
Legends?
It wouldn't be Gibby, would he?
No, Ranga was third, I think. I think I overtook him earlier.
Crispy then. It was one or two.
No.
No? Oh, Christ. Top Gooner.
So-
there you go.
Yes, that is correct.
I was trying to think, who were the drivers that were in front of me? Because I was third, you were second, and he was first after that one.
No, but I went on the gravel in like Lesmo 2 on like lap 5 or 6 or something, and then dropped to like P7.
Yeah.
So I had the alternate strategy because I was on the mediums and everyone else was on the softs, and when I pitted I was massively quicker than everyone else on my softs and everyone was on mediums.
Yeah.
So
Ranga made a superb overtake on me at Curva Grande. I think that was to take P3 just before you had your gravel. So now I was back into P3. then I decided, I'm gonna have some fun, and what did I do? I just went straight up at the first chicane, pretty much, and got a 3-second penalty. And
that sounds like lots of
To
fun.
try and keep time, we want to move on to the next question, please, if we want to get through all of them.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just reminiscing about my best race from last year.
It's the last question anyway, Callum. So don't
Why is it the last question?
panic.
We can move on.
Because I need to sleep.
That's never stopped you before.
It does today.
Right, come on then. Let's have this last question.
I want to know who has. Well, there's 3 drivers in real life who's had the most poles at the same race, at the same
Hamilton.
track.
Schumacher and Senna. I don't know.
Yes. How many?
8.
8,
Random guess.
7, and
8 is.
5.
Oh, 8 is. Every one of them has 8.
That's what he said. He said all of them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Surely you can do another question because this one's a quick one.
Yes, but I
You
was
meant the
gonna,
top
I was gonna, I was gonna ask as well for bonus points for the track.
Hamilton's Hungary, isn't it? Hamilton's
No,
No,
It's not?
Silverstone. No. It's
No.
Canada.
no,
Trying to think where he's been pulled the most.
No,
Oh,
Germany.
Oh.
no.
No, hang on.
I don't know.
So
I was positive it was Hungary. That was like
He's had 7 attacks.
clear.
7 at Hungary. No, he's at 7 at Hungary. Oh,
Was
Yes,
Schumacher Hungary?
Nope,
we've had it this
Is it
season, haven't
France?
we? They've done it.
nope.
No, I've been in France 8 years. I think.
Schumacher also has 7 at Hungary, and since you said Britain for Hamilton, he has 7 at Britain.
7
as
at
well, so-
Britain. Yeah. No, he done it this season, didn't he?
No,
Did he not? They
they
haven't
did
done.
it, they did it
they
last season.
haven't- Last season.
No,
Brazil.
actually, he did it. Oh yeah, he did last season. No, not Brazil.
Abu Dhabi.
No,
Abu Dhabi wasn't long enough for it to be Senna
Definitely
and
is.
Schumacher.
no, but they're not on the
Italy,
same. They're not on
is
the.
it?
China.
They're on different tracks.
Oh, are they?
Hamilton
Oh.
has 1 track, Schumi has 1 track, and Senna has 1 track. China, no. He has 6 at China.
This is odd. This one actually.
It is,
Oh,
but
really?
I remember it. I remember
Just
doing
going
it, I
through
just can't
all
think
of them
what
now.
it is.
It's the one he has the most on, so it's not like it's
That's
only
why I
been
thought
there
Hungary
once.
straight away. 'cause
America.
Hungary's-
No, they haven't been doing that. Either.
No.
Oh,
Is it Bahrain?
No,
This bonus point is denying us another question.
it is, isn't it? Yeah. I know, but it's a good question
Ah.
though.
Who did we do? Senna's? Did we do? I don't know if we
no,
did
you
that.
haven't. You have.
Senna's is Imola,
any
isn't
other
it?
tracks. It is Imola. 8 pole positions at Imola.
I knew it.
Oh,
Very
fair
much
play.
correct.
That's quite fitting,
85,
actually.
85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, and 94.
Yeah.
Wow. A
Schu-
94. Oh.
Schumacher's is Belgium. Has to be Belgium.
No.
Really?
No. No.
Is Hamilton's
Oh.
a race that's not been on the calendar this year?
Yeah.
It's not on the calendar this year.
Can't be Australia.
Yes, it can be Australia.
Is it Australia?
Was it Australia?
08, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Oh, right.
Wow, really? See,
You don't
I wouldn't
think of
have
that.
Oh, no, you don't think of
of that
Australia as
because
one
he
of his
didn't
good
win the
tracks.
races.
Yeah.
He
right.
lost it twice in a row to Vettel. That's why I don't think
Yeah.
of it. To the virtual safety car.
So now it's Schumacher.
And obviously he lost it he lost it to Bottas last season as well.
Schumacher, yeah. Is Schumacher's on the current F1 game?
Yes.
Right, so it's still a current one then.
Italy?
Is it Italy? I was about to say, is it Italy?
Netherlands.
No.
Vietnam.
Vietnam's just
He
built
got
the circuit.
he got pole there in 94, 95, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002 and
It's not
2004.
It's not Hungary.
Monaco?
Hockenheim.
No.
Is it Nürburgring? No, it's
No,
Nürburgring.
no.
So it's not
Germany
Germany
in general.
Yeah, just Germany. Monza.
No.
Yeah, we already said this.
I felt like the clear one, but yeah,
Bahrain, Spain.
No.
I'm
Spain.
trying
He
to
has.
Spain's been
He
there for
has.
a while.
He has 7 at Spain.
Trying to think.
Are we sure
Has
it's not
Suzuka
Monaco?
been here for a while?
What?
Oh yeah, Suzuka. Japan.
Suzuka's correct.
Ah,
Japan.
okay.
The Japanese Home P.
Yeah.
That's very racist.
I was gonna say, is that racist?
That is. Yeah, that's.
That's almost as bad as Ranga trying to do a Swedish accent.
It was a long time since I heard him
yeah,
try
I'm not
to do
making
that,
fun
so-
of it today, Clark. I'm gonna be nice. To be fair, I don't think you've had any problems so far.
No, I think you should do
So
another
I thought-
question.
Just
Well,
a lot
Okay,
of
okay,
swears.
I'll do one more then.
Yay.
I want to know
Yeah.
that who's had the most poles in a season on the pole
In
route here
SLR?
today.
Let's
No,
let
in real life.
Who's had the most poles in the season?
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
No, it's not Hamilton.
Senna.
Most poles in the. What should be? Hang on. Most poles in. Oh, Senna or Schumacher.
No, Senna is third on the list together with Prost with 13.
Okay.
Hamilton's
Shot in the
best
dark
is
Vettel.
Vettel.
Hamilton's best is 12 in 2016. But yes, Vettel is correct. He had
Yeah.
15
Yeah.
poles in 2011.
I had a feeling.
2011, yeah, when he just
Also-
dicked over completely.
Mansell had 14 poles in 92, so he's only one off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that also gives Mansell the best pole percentage
Well,
per
well
race.
in a season.
Oh,
in
Yeah,
a
because
season.
of that, because there's less races.
That's pretty interesting actually, because Hamilton isn't even in the top 10 when it comes to pole percentage in a season. Which is
Really? So go on, then what's the top 10 then? You must have a list there.
Yes, Mansell is first with 87% in 92. Senna is second with 81% in 88
I was
and
about to say
89.
88,
So,
yeah.
so 13 poles out of 16 races. In 93, Prost also got 13 poles in 16 races, so they're equal second. Vettel is fifth then, because third and fourth is gone because they're equal. So with 78.9% in 2011, 15 poles in 19 races. Fangio is sixth with 75%,
Alright.
6 poles in 8 races. And that is why, they can have a bit of a high percentage, because it was very few races. Clark got 70% in 63, 7 poles in 10 races. Hakkinen got 68% in 99 with 11 poles in 16 races. And then tied for 9th is Ascari and Clark, with both having 6 poles in 9 races in 53, respectively. 1962, that's at 66%. Which I just was a bit surprised with the fact that Hamilton wasn't the top 10 on pole percentage during the season.
Yeah, all the rest of them obviously have the best car.
Okay.
I feel like you're just digging Callum now.
No, I wasn't even thinking about Callum. No, I was thinking was. I was trying to get my head around it, whether that's a good
Well,
thing or a bad thing.
to
because
be fair though, I'm not sure if you can tell me. I'm not sure if you can tell me how much better Jim Clark's Lotus were in 62 and 63 compared to the rest of the field, or how much better Ascari's Ferrari were in 53 compared to the rest of the field. But that's probably at the drivers, then fair enough.
Mansell was definitely had the best car in '92 at Williams.
He did have a teammate though. I'm not sure what he was doing the 14 races when.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
That's
said
valid.
that. I haven't said that no one has in the team. I was just. My point is that I'm not sure what's his name. Yeah, Petraeus as well. I was about to say Pastore, but then I realised that's a footballer.
I think Patrese came fourth in the championship that year.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look that up now.
He might might have
was
came
second.
second.
He's
For
just
some reason, I
the
thought
fact
he
that
was
he had 56 points though, and Massa had 108. So
There's a different pointing system back then, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
10-6,
Yeah.
10-6, 4,
Was it?
2-1.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't six. When did the 6-5-4-3-2-1 end? And what year was that? Because that's what I remember when I was a kid. It was just 6 for a win, 5 for a second. What year did that?
Fucking hell, you're old.
I'm old. Yeah, I know. I know.
That give it away, didn't it?
I think that was 70s, wasn't it?
No.
I feel like that's.
Oh, maybe I wasn't there. Maybe it was always 10, but I always thought it was 6 when I was a kid. 6 for a win. It was 6-5-4-3-2-1. No, I must be wrong.
When it was.
Wrong.
I'm gonna make
I
a
know
quick little
it
Google
started
here.
off with, what was it, 10-8-6. Can't remember what the rest of it is.
Oh, I thought it was
You
always
never got
10.
6. In the 50s, you got 8 points for a win.
Right.
Then in 62, they made it 9 points, and then they made it 10 points in 91.
Ah, I don't know what I was thinking of then.
So they got
Right.
9 points in between.
9.
Well,
9
that's
for
probably
a
what you're
win.
thinking
That's
about.
random, isn't it?
Yes. They got 9, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's
Then
not
they
a very
changed it to
round
10,
number.
6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No.
And then when Shumi dominated in 2002, Bernie Ecclestone thought that they usually get more points for second place to award consistency. So he made it 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and adding 2 cars. But then
Yeah.
when Hamilton won in 08, despite Massa winning more races, he wasn't satisfied because he didn't like how Hamilton won the championship.
Unless wins, yeah.
Because he somehow said that he didn't think the 08 was exciting because he didn't like how Hamilton had to cruise around.
Yeah, that
finish
was
fifth.
his exact word.
That's not really what happened, but that's what
Yeah.
he said.
No.
So he decided. So he
Timo Glock
wanted
just
to-
had the wrong tyres on.
yeah, he
Fucking full of shit. That's what it's about. The fuck
This
is
is
that?
Bernie
What the hell
Ecclestone,
is that?
remember?
What the hell is that multi-millionaire?
don't blame me now because I was just quoting Bernie Ecclestone.
What does he know? I think I know more about F1 than him.
It was very old, let's remember that.
He wanted to implement the medal system in
Yeah, he did.
in 2009. So you got a
If he-
medal when you won a race, and the one with the most medals won the
Won,
championship.
yeah.
So he kind of contradicted himself 7 years later after he makes a system that should prevent the guy winning the most races for winning, because that's what Schumacher did. And then when Hamilton won by winning less races, then he didn't like it, so he changed it back. And now with the awards, the winner more than consistently again.
Yeah.
Because the gap is 7 points between first and second, and 10 points between first and third. So I'm not sure what I like. I probably like the consistency way of it.
Yeah,
more,
I prefer the
that's just my
consistency option.
personal
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I think
I feel like it creates closer championships because, I mean,
There is, of
you-
course,
you
always the
don't
element
see-
of winning more, but
yeah, with the current point system, you won't see the 1 point differences.
No.
I mean, a 4 or 5 point difference a day is almost like a 1 point difference
yeah.
in 2010s.
I don't think you need. Yeah, I think
But
as long as it goes to the last race, we want to see in it. The last race.
yeah,
shootout.
but that was something really appealing to me with 07 and 08 with the 2 championships in a row getting decided by 1 point.
Yeah.
And then you jump to 2014 when it decided it was going to get a double point to the last race, and
After the last race.
so when even though it's a title fight for the last race, and everyone's excited, then Rosberg retires and Hamilton gets those 50 points, so he's way ahead in the actual final
Exactly,
championship
yeah.
standings. So the
It also
championship
boosts his
standing is
overall
not very,
points
yeah.
massively.
So the championship standing isn't very representative to
The
how
actual
close
season.
the championship actually was.
No.
It's a misleading table, that one.
It is,
Bernie
but then,
had some
then
weird idea.
He still
Yeah, I'm not saying, yeah. I'm not
25,
saying he should.
25 points, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not saying he should. I mean, in the end, Rosberg retired in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, so
He would have still
would've finished
scored.
25.
Yeah. But I mean, if he was ahead by, I don't know how much he was ahead, but he was ahead Hamilton before the race. But if he was ahead by 10, he should have been ahead by 35, and that would have been a bit
60.
close. But now he's been ahead.
Yeah.
He would have been ahead of 60, and then it's not representative. That's
Yeah.
my
No,
point.
no, that's stupid. I mean, yeah, whoever thought that was, it's mad, isn't it?
Alright, I'm
But
gonna
I
have to
think-
cut the conversation off a little bit, mate. I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to cut this off. We're now 85 minutes into the podcast and my legs are starting to fall asleep. So, yeah, thank you all for joining the SLR SidePod. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you, everyone, for joining and voicing your opinions and joining in the debate. Thank you for my actual co-host, Steve, for actually joining. Thank you,
Yeah, loved it.
honorary co-host, Owen, for starting off the stream with me.
Do what I can.
And thank you to our quizmaster Clock for...
General Clock.
No, let's not get there.
General Fox.
I will never call you that again. Get used to it. So, thank you all for watching. It's been lovely hosting the stream as usual, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.